Hi guys, today we're going to talk about employment and unemployment. So let's get to it.
So, what is unemployment? Unemployment is a term referring to individuals who are employable and seeking a job but are unable to find a job. Furthermore, it is those people in a workforce or pool of people who are available for work that does not have an appropriate job, usually measured by the employment rate, which is dividing the number of unemployed people by the total number of people in a workplace. Unemployment serves as one of the indicators of an economy status. There are four types of unemployment. These are basically the first is demand deficient, two is frictional, three is structural, and four is voluntary unemployment. Number 1. Demand deficiency unemployment. This is the biggest cause of unemployment. What that happens, especially during a recession, when there is a reduction in the demand for the company's products or services. They will most likely cut back on their production, making it unnecessary to retain a wide work to maintain and to retain a wide workforce within the organization. In effect, of workers are laid off. Number 2, frictional unemployment refers to workers who are in between jobs. An example is a worker who recently quit or was fired and is looking for a job in economy that is not experiencing a recession. It's not an unhealthy thing because it is usually caused by workers looking for a job that is most suitable to their skill. Number 3, structural unemployment happens when the skill set of a worker does not match the skills demands of the jobs available. Or if the worker cannot reach the geographical location of a job. An example is teaching job that requires location China, but the worker cannot secure work visa due to certain visa restrictions. It can also happen when there is a technological change in the organization such as workflow automation. Number 4. Voluntary unemployment. Voluntary unemployment happens when a worker decides to leave a job because it is no longer financially fulfilling. An example is a worker whose taken home pay is less than his or her cost of living. Cost of unemployment. Unemployment is caused by various reasons that come from both demand side or employer and the supply side of the worker or the worker. From the demand side, it may be caused by high interest rates, global recession, and financial crisis. From the supply side, frictional unemployment and structural employment play a great role. The effects is the impact of unemployment can be left by both workers and the national economy and create a ripple effect. Unemployment causes workers to suffer financial difficulties that may lead to emotional disruption when it happens. Consumer spending, which is one of an economy key drivers of growth, goes down, leading to a recession or even a depression when left unaddressed. Unemployment results in a lower purchasing power, which in return causes lowered profits for business and leads to budget cuts. In workforce reduction, it creates a cycle that goes on and on and on. Everyone loses in the end. Thank you.
Employment subsidies can be provided by the government for firms who hire workers that are unemployed. With a subsidy, cost of production for firms go down since the price of each unit of labor source decreases. Hence, employers will be more willing and able to hire more workers and increase the number of workers that they are willing to hire. This increases the size of the workforce and the number of job vacancies, hence helping to reduce unemployment. However, it is difficult for government to determine how much subsidy to provide, and it is difficult to ensure that firms are willing to restrain the increased size of their workforce when there are changes in the economy, such as recession. One of the possible solutions for unemployment in the Philippines are reducing occupational immobility and employment subsidies. Reducing occupational immobility is one of the possible solutions that can be applied to the Philippines. There is an oversupply of workers and a good amount of graduates every year who fall into unemployment. By enlisting them in retraining courses, they can gain new skills that are necessary to garner them a place in the workplace. Employment subsidies. These are subsidizing workers can help address the problem of unemployment in the Philippines. However, this method can place a strain on the government budget, depending on how much subsidies the government provides.
Employment is a relationship between two parties. The employer is the one who employs and pays the people who wants to work, while the employee is the one who works for the employer. There are 5 types of employment: the full-time and part-time employment, the casual employment, the fixed-term and contract employment, apprentices and trainees employment, and commission and piece rate employment. A full-time job is an employment in which a person works a minimum number of hours defined as such by their employer. Full-time employment often comes with benefits that are not typically offered to part-time, temporary, or flexible workers. These are annual leave, sick leave, and health insurance. A full-time employee works an average of at least 30 hours per week or 130 hours per month for more than 120 days in a year. A part-time job is a form of employment that carries fewer hours per week than a full-time job. They work in shifts. A part-time employee works an average of fewer than 30 hours per week or fewer than 130 hours per month for more than 120 days in a row. Casual employment or contract employment is an employment classification under employment law. A casual employee does not have a firm commitment in advance from an employer about how long they will be employed for. A fixed-term contract is a contractual relationship between an employee and an employer that lasts for a specific period of time. The apprentices and trainee employment, or OJT, on-the-job training, is a hands-on method of teaching the skills, knowledge, and competencies needed for employees to perform a specific job. Employee training trains at the place of work while he or she is doing the actual job. Usually, a professional trainer or sometimes an experienced employee serves as the course instructor using hands-on training, often supported by formal classroom training. Some employees can be paid piece rates or commission payments, or what we call the piece rate and commission employment. Employees paid piece rates and commission payments are paid by results instead of getting an hourly or weekly pay rate.
this video po, we will talk about unemployment. So what is unemployment? Unemployment is a time or a venue where is a person is having a free time because he don't have a job and he can find one. So, what is the positive effect of having unemployment? For me, the positive effect of unemployment is you're having your time with your family all the time and you're having bonding and always having them together on your side. And what is the bad side or the bad effect? The bad effect is when you need money to buy something you don't have, and when your father or mother doesn't have a job, the ones who need to give them money is you, because they are done giving their effort to make you fulfill your dreams and also to make you graduate on a college. So if you graduate in college, you need to find a job so you can have a proper and regular work, so you can have money that being paid by you. So why a person don't have a job or unemployment? For me, because of this is because there is many college graduates that's having their son on their interview, and all of them is wanting to have a job.